Hello and welcome to this lecture. And in this lecture, let's go ahead and see if we can go ahead and write another view and make it work. So let's go ahead and create a new view and let's call it as items. So in order to create a view, let's go in here and let's define a function, because a view is nothing but just a Python function. So this is going to be def, let's say item. Let's call this view as item. And now it's going to accept the same request over here, and now it's going to return a response. So it's going to return an HTTP response, and let's say it returns a response which says something like this is an item view. Okay, so now once we have this view, we already know that we need to connect this view with a particular URL or a particular URL pattern. So now we go into the URL pattern for the food app, and in here we simply type in path, and let's say the URL pattern for this is going to be, let's say, item. So you need to type in item here and then give a slash, and now you just need to give a comma and you need to attach the view which is item over here. So you can type in view.item comma name equals item. Then just make sure to give a comma over here and you should be good to go. And this should actually be views. And now once we go ahead and save the code, this should actually work fine. And remember, now you don't need to attach this thing with the main urls.py file, because that is actually already included over here. So now let's make sure that the server is up and running, and yeah, it's up and running. And now if you go back over here, and now if you just type in food, you'll get the hello world. And if you type in food/item, you will get the result as this is an item view. So that's how you essentially go ahead and create a new view here. So just as a practice, what you can do is that you can just go ahead and create a bunch of your views in here and try to attach those different views to different URL patterns in here. So that's actually going to be a good practice for you to do so. So if you have already understood these concepts, you can simply pause this particular video and you can start writing your own views and start connecting them to different paths. So this will give you a general practice. So now one more interesting thing which I would like to mention here is that you can not only pass in plain simple text here, but you can also pass in HTML in this particular HTTP response. So for example, let's say if you want to pass this particular thing as a heading, you can also include some HTML tags in here. So you can type in h1 over here, and you can have something like /h1 over here as the closing tag. And now let's see what exactly happens. So now if I go back over here and hit refresh, as you can see, now we get a response as an HTML instead of the plain simple text. So that means we can actually pass entire HTML files as a response in a particular view, and this is actually not a proper way to do so. Instead, Django actually has a functionality to use templates so that we can have entire HTML files in a different directory called as templates and later use them over here. So we are actually going to discuss about templates in the upcoming sections or upcoming lectures, but in the next lecture we are going to start learning about database and models, because that is one of the most important reasons why we use Django. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.